We're going to talk to Ness. Ness is from Los Angeles, California, born and raised. And we're going to talk about the Rams coming to town and all the potential upheaval in the Oakland, San Diego, St. Louis markets that have left LA potentially hosting 3 different football teams next year. So, Ness, take it away.
Yeah, interesting situation with the Spanos in San Diego and the possibilities of, I guess, the Chargers cohabitating. I think as a native Los Angelan, I am kind of against the Chargers. Might leave a little backdoor in for the Raiders as a hometown fan. Leave that backdoor open. And, but the Rams, I think will be a good fit. Been there before, and everyone seems to be excited.
Yeah, it's good to get back into that market. I think was important for the NFL. It's been a bit. So I've always said that I'm a Los Angeles Raiders fan. So if they ever moved back, jokingly, not thinking that they would, I said that I'd be a LA Raiders fan. So I guess I'm going to have to wind up rooting for them if they come down to Los Angeles. So.
Being a SoCal San Diego guy, when you mentioned the Chargers, I was like, I don't think you let the door back open for the Raiders. That's rough for us.
Phillip Rivers is really going to be a mouthpiece for keeping that team in San Diego. I think he's going to make a difference. He's already stood up against any potential move. He wants to stay in San Diego. So I think he's going to be a big help to them. And I know that the owner had said that he was looking at any potential San Diego possibilities that he could find to keep, to build a stadium and
trying to be that anchor for the team.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. It's just interesting that we go with no LA team for quite some time, decades, and now potentially 3. So speaking about now that we're on the NFL, I think we're going to talk about Peyton Manning and he did win the Super Bowl. That makes him 2 for 4 rather than 1 for 3 or 1 for 4. So it looks like his legacy is a little more solidified. He matched Eli in Super Bowls, so now he's got 2 like his brother.
Too happy.
No, not a good reaction.
What was that about?
Little brother was not happy.
Yeah, that was very odd. Maybe he felt that Peyton has all the records. Maybe he that Super Bowl gave him some elevation that he had over his brother. He could consider that he had 2 Super Bowls and his brother had all the records. They were kind of evened him out, but he did not look happy.
Big brother is back, I think.
Speaking about the Super Bowl, there were quite some different emotions there. Cam Newton obviously was a bit childish,
perturbed.
Yeah, I mean he was. He reminded me of a 25-year-old kid, basically. Upset, irritated. He was. Wade Phillips actually tweeted and was kind of making fun of him, about the dabs and,
But mind you, his opponent was sitting 10 feet away from him.
With a mic on.
Giving an interview, talking about, how, they were going to cream him anyways. And so I could see the guy being upset when the journalist is asking you a question, right? And you're trying to focus on that. But then you hear this.
The physical structure.
You were. It's gonna get up. I probably would get up and leave.
Yeah, I just think the way he was reacting to the media initially, the way he was kind of standoffish, staring forward, not really, being present in the moment, giving very short, brief, kind of choppy answers.
The biggest game of his career,
of course. But Josh Norman, if you look at Josh Norman's reaction in his post game, he was much more. He explained that he was very upset, and this was very hard for him to talk to the media. But he was much more real and less.
Well,
childish
he said he didn't even want to talk to them.
And Josh Norman, I believe, is younger than Cam.
Well, some people just react differently.
I think you saw Josh Norman's reaction on the field.
This is their. Probably the biggest game of their career up to this point.
Yeah, and we did see Josh Norman crying.
And it goes down the drain. I would be upset. Some guys in the locker room might not be upset. Be like, okay, hey, whatever, we'll look, next year. Some people can brush things off a lot quicker. Some people just, it sticks with them. And you know what happens when it sticks with you? You think, and you think about the mistakes that you made.
Build on
how
it.
You can make them better. And that's what's probably going to bring him back in the next couple of years to the Super Bowl.